Welcome to Digging In with the DLCs, where we highlight teachers and staff using digital tools, strategies, and best practices in digital learning. In this episode, we visit with the theater teachers from Scoggins Middle School about their practical tips for using WeVideo in the classroom. Hi, I'm Rebecca Farr, the DLC at Scoggins Middle School.
Hi, my name's Allison Garrett, and I'm one of the theater teachers at Scoggins Middle School.
I'm Kristen Figueroa, and I teach middle school theater.
Tell us about your technology comfort level.
So I haven't used WeVideo or any video editing app before this year. It was mostly filming productions or performances that we did in class at the front of the room, and then using that as a reflection. But we never really did any of the editing, which is really cool and want to integrate into more of my lessons even next year.
So my technology comfort level before this year was pretty much zero, but this year we've all had to kind of learn to get more adept at things, and that's why I kind of fell in love with WeVideo, because it is super user-friendly and great for somebody who doesn't have a lot of prior comfort.
What do you love about WeVideo for student projects?
Part of the reason that we chose WeVideo was that it's mostly user-friendly. It is available to work on your Chromebooks and just the variety of things that you can do with it. So one of our projects that we did with WeVideo in my class was we did a voiceover unit, and we talked about voice acting and the different, how do we sync up the video with the voices, and we were able to do that with WeVideo. We had Finding Nemo, kind of chose a clip from Finding Nemo, and they were able to have the video from the movie play, and then they were able to add audio from the very bottom. And from that, we did voiceover work with dubbing over videos, and then we did our WizBusy project, which they created a commercial and wrote the script and performed it and edited it.
The best thing I always tell kids about WeVideo is just try it, because it has this awesome undo button, and you really can't mess it up. I learned almost everything I learned in WeVideo by just messing around and trying different things and going, ooh, that's cool. And the kids will also figure out stuff, of course, like they always do, and teach us.
Tell us about using WeVideo for collaboration.
Another thing that I liked about WeVideo is their collaboration project. So what that has is, you set up a project, and the teacher is able to set up groups about who can access the videos. And through that, you're able to set up a video editing surface so that all of the kids are able to edit the same video in real time, kind of like a Google Doc.
Each shoot their own footage and put it into the shared project media folder, and that way they all have access to it. So somebody could be at home either because they're a virtual student, or maybe it's a whole face-to-face class, but somebody's just out, maybe they're quarantined or something like that, and they can they can shoot their video at home, drop it in the shared project media folder, and then everybody has access to that to make video edits to all the footage available. So for me and my class, it also worked out nice because we're still trying to maintain social distance, and we couldn't have big groups of people together. So with the magic of WeVideo, we could shoot individual shots and then use a green screen effect to make them look like they were all in the same place.
What tips do you have for using green screen?
So with the green screen effect, it's really cool and easy to use. And a kid at home, it doesn't actually have to be green, just any bright color, hopefully one they're not wearing, so they don't become part of the background eventually. But kids are using sleeping bags, sheets, shower curtains, towels, paper against the wall also works. It's about lighting than anything else, and just making sure that the whole background is lit the same. And then they can do that at home, and then a kid here could do it in front of some green fabric or green paper that I have hanging up in the hallway, and then they could shoot each of their scenes, remove the green screen background, use some of the stock media footage. WeVideo has tons, or they can pull their own off of the World Wide Web, and put it behind them, and then it looks like they're in the same classroom or the same kitchen having a conversation, and the kids think that's pretty cool. You can also do things in the transform button by using scaling. You can resize people. Maybe somebody shot their video really close, so they're really big on the screen, or somebody else shot far away, so they're small. You can kind of resize them so they're the same using that scaling feature, and even move them around. We did a musical where they needed to do choreography. So there were 5 of them in a kick line. I could then they could take once they put the videos in, all 5 of them, they can stack the videos on top of each other and then move people around on the screen so it looks like everybody's there.
What are your tips for teachers using WeVideo in the classroom?
Some tips and tricks that I would say that if you're planning on using WeVideo is definitely take a day, maybe on your conference, and just kind of create a video yourself. That way you kind of know what buttons to press, what's the upload process like, what are all the different features that you can have, and really exploring that help section and the tutorial section, just so you know the basics. So when kids come to ask you, you kind of know what to do, and then you'll be able to kind of see the more advanced options as you use WeVideo more.
So if I was going to change something about the way I designed this project or working with WeVideo for the first time, I think I would give the kids time in the beginning of the project to really kind of play around in WeVideo to learn the ins and outs, shoot some video just maybe of themselves at their desk that they could then play with in kind of the editing portion, so that they weren't as stressed in the end when they were taking their real footage that they had shot of what they wanted to turn in and worried about messing that up. They would learn just the really tips and tricks and get really proficient in that in the beginning. So setting some time ahead the first time you use WeVideo, and then maybe a little bit of time each time you're going to use it again in a project, just because I had kids coming in my class all year, new students coming in, and they wouldn't always know that.
That wraps up this episode of Digging In with the DLCs. We want to thank Allison Garrett and Kristen Figueroa for helping us find practical tips for teachers using WeVideo for collaboration. If you want to start using WeVideo with your students, contact your campus DLC. Thanks for watching.